Long Island Divorce Attorney offers tips to save your marriage. Divorce should always be a last resort. You owe it to yourself, your spouse, and your children to try to save your marriage. As a Long Island divorce attorney, I meet with countless individuals considering their options for a divorce. Many are not yet ready to take that step. They feel their marriage is falling apart, and they want to know what will happen in the event of a divorce. Of course, I am more than happy to answer their questions. One of the first things I always ask is, have you told your spouse how you feel? Often, they have not. So, when I'm faced with this scenario, here is some of the armchair advice that I provide. Number 1, try marriage counseling. Most marriages have their ups and downs. I see a lot of couples throwing in the towel without even considering counseling. I feel it's always worth considering, especially if there are children involved. So long as there is no domestic violence, I think the couple owes it to themselves and their children to give counseling a chance before seeking a divorce. Many couples start a divorce proceeding and at some point decide to give counseling a chance. And because of that counseling, they save their marriages. I have received many cards and letters from people thanking me for not pushing a divorce and supporting their decision to try to work it out. Counseling is not a magic pill that will save every marriage. However, if you haven't tried it, how will you know? Before ending your marriage, make sure you have no regrets. Tip number 2, romantic gestures. A client recently told me that her spouse was unhappy because he didn't feel loved. She told me, he has some nerve. When was the last time he told me that I was pretty? I can't remember the last time he took me on a date. Marriage is a two-way street. You each have to put in the effort. Marriage isn't 50-50. It's each spouse giving 100% of themselves to their spouse. All too often, I see the couples get comfortable with each other and take their spouses for granted. So if your marriage is going through a rocky period, try to spice things up. Plan a date. Don't tell your spouse the itinerary. Keep him or her guessing. Go away for a night, a weekend, or even a week. Go out to dinner at a new restaurant. Do anything that isn't your normal routine. Buy her flowers. Get him a new tie, a shirt, or something special. But stop complaining that your spouse doesn't treat you the way that he or she used to if you're not putting in the effort either. Tip number 3, a trial separation. Okay, you went to counseling. You did the romantic thing. But your marriage still seems to be falling apart. Before committing to something as final as a divorce, give a trial separation a try. This is not necessarily a legal separation, but just a physical separation. Try staying apart for some period of time. You can sign a letter of agreement that you are giving physical separation a try, and that no one is abandoning the other or giving up any legal rights. You should also include who will pay what bills during this time. Some time apart may clarify the relationship for you. Maybe you will miss your spouse. Maybe you won't. Maybe you will realize you can't live without him or her. Or you may realize you are better off apart. Either way, you will know that you pursued every avenue to see if your marriage will work before throwing in the towel. If you're considering a divorce, ask yourself, have I done everything I can to work on my marriage? Maybe your marriage can't be saved, or isn't worth saving. That decision lies with you. However, if you are meeting with a divorce lawyer to get information about divorce, just in case, maybe your time is better spent coming up with a plan to save your marriage. I never mind meeting with anyone seeking legal information about a divorce. To receive a free, confidential consultation from an experienced Long Island divorce attorney, call us at 631-923-1910. Or you can visit us online at www.divorce-longisland.com. You can also download a free guide to New York divorce from the link you see here on the screen.